Almost made you love me, almost made you cry. But everybody knows almost doesn't count. Those are the words and those are the lyrics from the one and only vocal Bible, as they call her, Brandy, the singer Brandy Norwood. And she recants and she recounts the whole aspect of the episode with her and a love interest about what almost happened, what almost transpired, what almost came to fruition. And I think many of us, we find ourselves in that particular aspect as well. Too many of us, when we look at our life, wherever it is that we are, and whatever age or stage that we may find ourselves in, we find ourselves living an almost life, almost happy, almost successful, almost in love, almost to where it is that you're making the money that you wanted to make. But how do we get past almost to make the most of our life? That's what I want to talk about today. Almost doesn't count. Yeah. How to make the most of almost. And one of the things that I realize, if we're really going to make the most of almost, if we're really going to shift the trajectory of our life to get to where it is that we know that we can get to, that if we just had enough consistency, if we had enough discipline, we could do it rather than making excuses. This is that season, this is that time for you to shift from excuses to execution. But it's only going to happen by following these particular strategies that I want to give you. Number one, you got to be honest about what worked. But you also have to be honest about what didn't work. Be honest about what is working. Be honest about what is not working. And for you to do that, you're going to have a real talk, real hard conversation with yourself. You're going to have to say, you know what, this is what I did that worked. This is what I did that has not worked and is not working. What can I change? What will I change? What are the measures as to what is preventing me from getting to the level that I know I need to be at? What distractions did I entertain? What patterns now tripped you up? What are the self-criticisms or the low self-esteem or the self-sabotage that you found yourself in that puts you in a precarious predicament to where here's what you are. You're living a life of almost. You got to get to a particular place in your life to say, I can't just almost live out my calling. I can't almost do what God wants me to do. I can't almost be who it is that I'm created to be. To where now I'm just living my life focused on the high memories, but not the consistency. The memories of the high school, the memories of going to the concerts, the memories of the entertainment, the memories of the good times. Those are the little aspects of an analgesic that keep you alive, but don't empower you to thrive. It causes you to exist, but not to live. Because now you go through life living on autopilot. Now you go through life living less than what it is that you were called to shift into, what you were called to become. So you've got to get to that measure of being honest about what is working, what is not working. Secondly, you got to ask yourself, why didn't it work? Okay, you've listed your strengths, you've listed your struggles. Let's lean in more to the struggle side. Why didn't certain things work? What prevented it from working? Harsh truth. when you even think about this, is that the common denominator of your success and your struggles is you. You may not like it. You may not really want to entertain it, but you got to confront it. You have to face it. The common denominator of your success or even your struggles primarily is you. You can point the finger and you can point the blame at everybody else, and this person did this and that person did that, and mama did this and daddy did that, and grandpa did this and grandmother did that, and family members did this, and your significant other, your ex, or whatever the case may be, did this. But the more fingers that you point at other people, the more you always have pointing back at yourself. You cannot go through life playing the blame game. Because here's what I understand. Going through life playing the blame game keeps you remaining the same. Going through life playing the blame game, keeps you almost going insane. Because you're never really truly in the throes of living your life, because you're always talking about what so-and-so did. Here's where you're going through life. You're always going through life living as a victim rather than walking into the place of victory. You're always going through life as if you're the one who's crying and lying and denying. Everybody's the perpetrator and you're always the victim. No. There's some times that you've been the perpetrator and other people have been the victim of your decisions. You mean to tell me that every single relationship that didn't work out or every single marriage that didn't work out was your ex's fault? Really? You had no recourse in that. You didn't do anything wrong in any of those specific aspects. You didn't say anything wrong. You didn't cut your eyes. You didn't kiss your teeth, smack your lips, all of that. You didn't precipitate anything. Come on now. There are some things that we have to even look at, even if it was the fact that you saw certain patterns, but you didn't decide to go the opposite direction. A lot of times we're seeing what it is. We're seeing the danger that's ahead. And here's what it is. Because red is our favorite color, we entertain red flags. We lean into what we ought to leap away from. Got to look at that. Why didn't it work? And then also measuring the aspect that, yeah, you're the common denominator. Because for you to step into anything business deal, to get duped, to say, well, you got fooled, only a fool gets fooled, gets you to the place of the common denominator that you had a role to play in it. What was your role? Be bold about recognizing what your role was, and now shift your life to say, all right, this is what happened. Let me take, here it is, what a lot of people have an aversion to, the word accountability. Because now accountability causes you to be responsible for your actions. Most people don't like it. Most people don't like to hear it. Most people turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to it. But you got to embrace accountability. Got to embrace responsibility if you're going to shift your life into greater opportunity. Or here's what you're going to do. You're going to just keep living an almost life. And here's what I understand. That's the way it goes. Almost doesn't count. That's what the singer Brandy said. It's time to make the most of almost. You almost graduated from college. Well, what can you do now? Come on. You almost became successful in this particular arena, in this particular environment. Well, what can you do now? These are the decisions that you've made. You were at a fork in the road between struggle and success, and you chose struggle over success. Well, what are you just going to keep doing? Going down the road of struggle? No, get off that road. Get out of that lane so that you don't remain the same. Why? Because as long as you have a pulse, if you have a purpose. Listen, as long as you have a pulse, you have a purpose. If you're not dead, God ain't done. As long as you have life, you can do something different. Told you got to be honest about what worked, what didn't work, Secondly, you got to ask yourself why it didn't work and look at yourself. Yes, what role did you play? Take accountability, take responsibility. Last but not least, you got to see lessons. You got to see losses as lessons. See losses as lessons. See the loss as a lesson. And sometimes the loss is a blessing. There is a blessing in the lesson. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. All right. The blessing is I'm taking accountability. The blessing is I'm taking responsibility. The blessing is I'm not going to go down and do that thing again. The blessing is I'm not going to entertain those type of individuals. Blessing is I will not get enraptured in you fill in the blank. There's a blessing in the lesson. And the quicker that you learn the lesson, the quicker that you get to the blessing. The quicker that you learn the lesson, the quicker here's what you'll do. You'll make a decision to change. Making a decision to change. Making a decision to say, I'm going to go this other way. Making a decision. Because here's what I understand. Indecision is a decision. You can't live neutral. You can't live in the gray. You can't be lukewarm. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to do what it's going to do. But you're going to make a choice to do what it is that you've been called to do. It's about making a radical decision. Leaning in. Making a decision to change. Changing what? Your level of thinking. Changing what? How it is that you process what you go through. Changing your confession, because your confession, the change of your confession dictates your direction. Changing who you surround yourself with. Getting the negative people out of your circle. Deciphering if you have a circle or a cage. Deciphering and understanding that just because people are around you does not mean that they are with you. The decisions, the choices that you have to make so that you don't live an almost life. Heard somebody say one of the tragedies is to live 75, 80 years on this planet and nobody even knew you were here. Nobody knew you were here because you were afraid to do something different, to get something different. Nobody knew that you were here because you lived an almost life. Nobody knew that you were here because you were not courageous enough to step out of your comfort zone. Nobody knew that you were here because you refused to feel the fear and do it anyway. Nobody knew that you were here because you kept playing the blame game and you kept living your life as a victim and you wouldn't take any accountability. You wouldn't move into a place of responsibility. And so now here's what it did. It shut the door of opportunity. No, your presence ought to be a present. You can make the most of almost. Lady by the name of Nola Oakes. She graduated from college, get this. Went back and got her degree. Got her degree from college around the age of 89, 90 years of age. She refused to live an almost life. I don't care how old you are. You ain't too late to be great. It's not too early to get started. Making a decision. You cannot get the type of body that you want to get based upon eating the same old type of things. If you want to look like everybody, eat what everybody else eats. Do what everybody else does. Listen to what everybody else listens to. Be programmed the same way that everybody else is programmed. Or if you want to really live your life to where now people are asking you, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you do? How is it that you stand out? Then you do something different. Listen, the road toward greatness is not always the most packed road. It's the less traveled road. Sometimes you can find yourself in a place of a lonely road. But you have gone that different path to say, I refuse to live an almost life. Almost doesn't count. What do we say in church? 99 and a half won't do. I got to give it all the way to the next level. I got to be excellent. It's excellence or nothing at all, y'all. And that's how we shift our life to another level, to another dimension, to take our life to another place of precision and not live in perplexity of indecision. This is what it's all about. And I want you to go ahead and become that particular type of person that you've been called to be. I've got some amazing books that are going to really take your life to another level and dimension. They're available on Amazon. Just put in my name, Eddie Connor, Connor, and you can see my litany, my library of books that are really going to push you to another level and to another dimension. You can also get my books as well on my website, EddieConnor.com. I encourage you, if you really want to grow, if you really want to do more, learn more, become more, make more, then I've got something in store for you. And that is my Eagles community. It's where I coach, it's where I teach, it's where I train, it's where I mentor you, it's where I empower you and really give you the steps, tools, and principles on how to shift your life to another level and to another dimension. This is the time to not shy away from where it is that you need to go. It's time for you to shine in the midst of the darkness. If you want real transformation, real transparency, authenticity, truth, and practical steps on how to get from where it is that you are to where you know you need to be, to not live an almost life, then take advantage of this opportunity right now to join me in my Eagles community. Once you're registered to join, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. I know you're transformed by this conversation. I want you to drop a Cash App in at $Dr. Eddie Ministries. Drop a Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries. Love donation, love gift. Also, you can do that as well. Send a love gift to PayPal, info@EddieConnor.com, and then even on Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. Your support helps me to continue the work to really shift people to another dimension. Yes, I'm doing the work online, but even more than that, I'm doing it offline, feeding, coaching, serving, pastoring, empowering people to overcome obstacles as well. Link is in the chat, link is in the description of this video for how and where to give. Hit that thumbs up button on this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate all of your love, gifts, and donations. Yes, follow me on social media at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. Let me know what you think about today's show in the comments below. Let me know what you think about today's show in the comments below. Family, it's yours truly. Yeah, let me know what you think about the comments in the show. Let me know what you think about the show in the comments below. I got to go. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun. But you know, a brother got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. I want you to go ahead and get your hands on my new book, Know Your No. It's all about how to build healthy boundaries and love without losing yourself. Boundaries are not limitations. Boundaries are for liberation. You're going to find a way to unbox yourself. You're going to find a way to really love yourself and to move into a place of emotional regulation, to stand your ground, to draw a line in the sand, stand 10 toes down on it. Don't do the electric slide. Don't moonwalk away from it, but really stand wholeheartedly down on what it is that you say. It's for your protection. It's for your self-care. Moves you into a greater place of self-awareness and emotional regulation and developing your mental health and creating boundaries so that you can abound to a new and a greater level. Go right now to get a signed copy at EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. And then, of course, you can also get it on Amazon. Go and get the book right now.